should I just go?
That's part of that.
Okay. So I'm Kate. I run Block Accelerate. It's a venture fund deploying capital into the blockchain and digital asset space for the last 7 years. I started with a modest $1 million. Now I manage about 100 million assets under management. Over the last 7 years, we deployed close to $50 million into 50 startups. So it's been definitely a journey up and down quite a bit. What scares and excites me? Well, the reason I got into blockchain and crypto is because I am excited about the idea of rewriting the rules of the internet and building the trust layer, especially in the age of AI. We talk about AI a lot, but we don't talk about the verifiable truth that AI produces. And I still believe that blockchain could be that layer that AI is missing to bring about the trust. What I'm excited about is the fact that there is more liquidity in my asset class than there is in traditional ventures. For example, we're actually making our distribution to LPs today. And that is not the first distribution we're making. This is probably 5th or 6th distribution in the last 3 years. And that is something that's traditionally not possible with illiquid venture as much. What I'm also excited about is founders. I believe in founders. I believe in talent. And I'm excited about the level of talent that I'm seeing building startups right now in blockchain, but also across all other asset classes. So what I'm excited about is finding ways to enable these founders, not just to build companies, but actually deploy capital into other founders. And that is a strategy that I'm also working on.
Did you just release it a little bit there?
A little bit, yeah. Previews coming. What I'm scared about what if all of this is just the technology in search of a problem? Of course, we're still not at the product market fit stage. We had just Circle go public, and that is the second company in the blockchain and digital asset space over the last 12 years. So it took 12 years for 2 companies to go public. And that is a question. Are we going to have more companies go public? I'm also scared about meme coins. They are a detriment to our space. That's how we lose credibility as blockchain and crypto investors, is because people think of us as meme coin investors. So on that, I'll just pause and then we can take more questions.
So I'm Eugene. I'm a GP at Menlo Ventures. We're an early stage fund investing in first generation founders come to US to make America great again through immigrants actually building those companies. And stats show that the immigrants do produce more unicorn companies than the Americans do. And if you look at AI, over 65% of AI companies are actually created by immigrants. But over 65%, which is great. I'm an immigrant myself, built 2 startups here in the Valley, and wanted to support people like that. What I'm excited is that there is more innovation happening today in different areas that are impacting people, like healthcare and manufacturing and other industries that are actually really potentially really improve the technologies and make our lives better. What scares me is a few things that scare me. One is the power of AI, of what information trains on AI, because history can be rewritten using the same ChatGPTs and other platforms where what you thought was the truth becomes a different truth. So that's one of the scary areas. And then using AI in defense, it's a positive and a negative.
So do you like Mountain Head?
Great question.
So yeah, so that's kind of the scary part is who gets to control the AI when it needs to.
I'm Ben Harris. I think everybody at this point knows Tenacity Venture Capital, which is a seed pre-seed fund based here. We seed for 18 years. I was a founder for 25 years before that. But it was just specifically I write $1 to $3 million checks. About 10% to the early stage. For the last 18 years, I've funded 100 companies, generally about 3 a year at this point. I'm excited about watching and enjoying the AI journey. Generally, I'm optimistic. I think that, while I will not, I'm not a fan of our current president as a human being, but I think it's good that we have him because the other administration will not crush our ability to compete in AI. And while I would strongly argue it's not going to be a 50-50 split, to me, that's not going to work. Most people are fundamentally good. There will be a small subset of scumbags that will try to do it. They will mainly be in a bunch of other countries that don't care anything about regulating AI. So if we were to hamstring our development of AI, all we do is open ourselves up to being absolutely eviscerated by a group of nations that hit our heads on this time. If you think about the amount of scams and theft that are done right now, this is going to get so much worse. I own one gun, so 1968 beautiful Italian shotgun. But I do believe, there's that saying, the only way to stop a bad guy with a gun is to have a good guy with a gun. Well, that's AI. If you want to stop the bad guys, we're going to have incredibly powerful stuff. And we are investing in it. And there's enormous amounts of energy going into that, so I'm positive of that. Unless I went on blockchain, I made a 2014 blockchain investment and believe that basically the vast majority of the opportunities were speculative, and I still believe that's true. I do believe in Bitcoin, and I believe in stablecoin. Other than that, Oracle database is good enough for me. I don't need a decentralized blah blah. I have not yet. People started talking about Web3 for a long time, and I remember I was at this great session at one of the larger venture firms that's called Seed Investor, and they had a Web3 breakout group, and I'm like, okay, tell me what Web3 has changed, and that it's supposed to be as big as the web, which changed everything. Not a soul had an example of anything that it has changed. Okay. There's a bunch of speculative currencies. That's great. I'm not a speculator; it's a different type of investment, but I do think your fear of is it a problem seeking a solution seeking the problem is usually going to be true. Scared? I'm not really scared with that because you get people getting caught up in speculating.
That was sort of a nice provocative moment. Can you want to counter that?
I'm okay.
You're okay.
Oh, but yeah, that would be awesome. If we could have AI run for president, I problem so much. Yeah, there you go. I just asked a question. There's so many talks we already touched on. People sort of get all upset. Oh, would you let a robot kill a human being? You really think people are making good decisions on doing that? And the best example is you have a robotic drone with the ability to destroy a vehicle. It detects that there is a 98% certainty that a terrorist is deploying an IED in front of a school bus filled with children, and that school bus will be there in 15 seconds. You go get human interaction with that. You decide, oh, well, we couldn't blow that thing out, but the IED, we couldn't kill that terrorist. We should risk the lives of the school bus filled with children because we need to go back and get someone to confirm. Sorry, that's a rant, but I do worry that we will always try to control and regulate things that we have absolutely no ability to do. The best and brightest are not going into the government, right? You can't, you can't hire anybody from OpenAI. How are you going to get that level of person to work in the administration? We're getting a little better now because a bunch of entrepreneurs want to do stuff, and unfortunately, some of them are bad people. But overall, I think it'll be beneficial. So I'm generally hopeful. I'll close with, because it isn't a horrible fear, we have a horrible system of government, but it remains the best on the planet. So, over that.
Okay. I'm processing everything. I don't echo all that. My name is Chris Lawson, the founder and CEO of Dumps.com. We are building immersive experience centers all over the world, which are these wonderful, magical bubbles you can walk inside of and be transported to other worlds and be effectively brainwashed with your very good and very bad things, depending on all this technology that we're talking about developing. So, yeah, I mean, I have to kind of echo a lot of what everyone's saying in terms of the fears and the excitement. as an example for our industry with immersive entertainment and immersive education, Rice University did a study where they basically took a piece of information, like a training educational module, and they showed it to a group of students on a flat screen, and they showed it to the students inside of the dome environment, and also it has a similar thing. And the people that experienced it inside the dome had better test scores to a certain degree, it was 40%. But then they went back later, 12 months later, and tested the same groups, and it was a 400% increase. So the point there being that you process more with your brain on a deeper level. You're basically burning it into your memory on a more emotional, deeper sense of that information being kind of tattooed to your memory. So you can then imagine for us in the industry, it's pretty exciting because you can educate people and inspire people and uplift people with information and messages and stories that